caught in the undertow. So toxic, but I can't.
Anyway, talk about your big, massive screw-ups right there. I forgot the right calendar, so I'm just going to upload it now so we go. But good morning, everybody, and welcome to Point of View. I'm Bobby Munson, Bad Buttons Bobby Munson, and beside me is Andre C. How are you doing, Andre?
I am doing phenomenal, sir. Wonderful Sunday morning. Hanging with you, watching some War Chamber. Let's go.
Yeah, we're going to have a lot of fun doing this right away. I'm going to get that calendar uploaded right now. I know I got it in every other room so far. Apparently, I forgot it in this one, which is the one we're going live with. So, things happen. That's right. But, our focus has been on this calendar, making it absolutely perfect because we got just awesome material coming up all week long.
It's a busy week, man. It's a busy week.
It is massive. So massive that we might even play this calendar twice. But let's play it right now for everybody who's in here currently. Here's what we got going on this week at OLE.
Hurricane, a tidal wave. Essence perfect, life looks brilliant. Give me more of this. I'm out of control, about to blow. And I've been caught in the undertow. So toxic, but I can't get enough. Bury me. Yeah, you bury me. You've got me hypnotized. Push me out of myself. You've got me hypnotized. Whoa. I can see, I can hear, going crazy for the luck. It's got me hypnotized. You've got me hypnotized. Said you are my hand.
It just, in fact, might be the busiest calendar we have ever had here on OLE Podcast and the busiest list of guests that we've had here on OLE Podcast for a single week. Can't wait to see how this all unfolds and all the great material. And again, rocking and rolling with that JW on Friday. Thank you for taking the earlier spot there. I mean, what a kick-ass show you guys got going on.
Yeah, so it's going to be a different show because it's going to be a JW Stardom review crossover because we're going to get some news for a few minutes off the top, and then we're going to get into a review of the Stardom American Dream show from the 4th. We're going to go through that full. It's only 5 matches, which they've announced. They could add more. It's possible, but they've announced 5, and we're going to review that and review a series match from the GCW show at it starts at 11:59 p.m. Eastern on the 4th. So it starts on the 4th.
So you got a busy weekend of wrestling ahead of you is what it comes down to.
Yeah, and then I'll be on the Saturday WrestleMania pre-show with Ed and Astrid. So
that's right. Yeah, it's so full of people on so many different shows. I know Ed and Astrid are pulling super duty on many different shows across the board there. I'm quite content with being a Sunday guy this coming weekend. I'm happy that people have taken the ball and rolled with it kind of thing because we needed it here. It's going to be great. It's going to go off without a hitch, and I'm looking forward to every second of it. As we say, happy Easter to our friend Basser. Basser and I out last night at Best Entertainment Wrestling in Saskatchewan here, and it was a night. There was some wrestlers there, some things that were wrestling matches there. It was all right. Put it this way, some of it made Basser turn away and go, no, I just can't watch this anymore. It was uncomfortable at times with some of what they had going on.
I'm lucky. I just went through 3 days of indie shows, LPW clandestine crossover, then the LPW show, then RCW, and not a single match made me want to turn away. Everything was at least decent to amazing. So.
That's the best thing when you can get really good indie shows like that too. Unfortunately, I can get good indie show like that. But however, I'm usually on the other side of the fence working the entire time that it's going on. So not to toot our own horn, but PPW is quite the riot. And we got another show coming up on Saturday, April the 20th for you all. So come check that out here if you happen to be live in Saskatoon. But today we're talking MLW. We're going to be watching the War Chamber, and I'm going to get ready to fire this one up here, ready to start. So if you're ready to watch, Andre, let's get rocking and rolling with some War Chamber.
Let's go, War Chamber.
Let's not have any issues.
I'm like last time. Like I saw this card originally, and you said you were going to be doing it live on the Friday. I was like, no, I won't be able to watch it with him. And at least like this way, I was like, when you said you were doing it Sunday, I'm like, oh, I'm joining him. Just like Kosei Fujita alone, and then the rest of the cards going to be fired. Satoshi Kojima in the War Chamber, man, it's going to be a great time.
I think, the decision to watch it here on Sunday was a good one. I originally thought about doing it Friday, but it's Friday of a long weekend, and
did you see that in the copyright Contra?
Contra leak into there. Mods Kruger's up to some shenanigans tonight, I'm sure. But yeah, I made the decision to watch this on a Sunday. Doing the same with the Battle Riot as well too. So the Battle Riot I won't be watching live on June the 1st, which is my wife's birthday, and we're going to be doing that one on the Sunday that weekend.
Makes sense.
But yeah, with going out to a live show yesterday, I was just like, you know what? I've got enough wrestling-related material happening next weekend. I figure that I should take a couple days break this weekend.
Oh, definitely.
Whoever's been behind the editing of MLW lately has been one of the better parts of MLW. Like again, that Contra leak at the beginning of the show, plus like the actual graphics and everything they've been doing. I've been a big fan of the editing work lately on the show.
The only editing I don't like here is that they edited AJ Francis into the opening.
Well, I mean yeah. Unfortunately, he might be here to stay by the sound of it.
Oh, I got one spoiler, and it's regarding him.
There we are. War Chamber.
They're in a gymnasium.
They really are in a gymnasium. They don't usually show it like that. It's usually darkened up in the fan area. Like, don't really expose that it's a gymnasium a lot of the time.
I like it.
I do like their stage, though. Their stage is, I mean, for a modest, like, small company, they do a really good job with the stage.
And New Japan's the same way. Same with Stardom. They run small little venues that are only a few hundred people, and a lot of the time they don't turn down the lights for a lot of those shows. So again, it doesn't bother me because again, I'm used to watching companies work very small arenas. So
I find the nice thing about some of these smaller venues and stuff like that, even though like it's not as packed, the fact that you have it that busy and those are diehard fans. They're more energetic. They're louder. They really pop the place quite nicely.
Yeah, you get the best fans into those smaller venues because the hardcores fight to get there, right? And so they're going to be louder. They're going to be crazier. They're going to be going to make everything better.
Is this for the featherweight? This is the featherweight match already, I believe.
Unagi Sayaka, baby!
Yeah.
Former Stardom wrestler Unagi Sayaka.
I have yet to see her work, but I'm excited to see this matchup at the same time. They made a very big deal out of Unagi Sayaka. Is that how it's pronounced?
Unagi Sayaka, yeah. Mel, she has this move that Mel calls the dingle dangle.
The dingle dangle, nice.
So you know what a Billy Goat's curse is? It's the reverse. It's the reverse. Like it's the wrestler turned the other way doing a Boston Crab.
Yeah.
But she grabs the arms and lifts them up and like swings them between her legs.
Oh, wow.
So she calls it, and Mel calls it the dingle dangle.
Interesting. I'm curious to see that. This is going to be good. They've built this up very, very well for this card. This was one of the matches I was the most interested in for sure.
Yep.
The featherweights division has been on fire for MLW over the last year.
Well, Taya did a great job as champion, and then in the last while, and then Janai Kai now running the division. Yeah, it's gonna be great. Yeah, it's great.
There's only been 3 champions so far in the division, and they've done a good job of really putting some highlights on the division finally, which is great to see. But man, I like Janai Kai a whole lot.
She's so good.
I really do.
If you was it last summer she wrestled Utami Hayashishita, at a GCW event. So good. Like they killed it in the ring together.
Like between the look and just the general aggressiveness, you know that she's dangerous with her feet. Like this is somebody who could be utilized properly in a bigger company somewhere when the time is right.
Well, she's one of Thunder Rosa's, isn't she?
What's that? Sorry.
Then she was she was brought on to AEW TV at one point as like Thunder Rosa's student or something.
I believe so. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. The kicks, man. Oh, that's from the last. Yeah.
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 These are these jobber matches she's been doing
for the title.
Well, were they? I don't remember. Well, I mean, if they were, they were. But we know damn well it was not going to be one of them that takes the title offer.
Yeah.
Oh, this is going to be good.
Yeah, that was the girl in blue. She just booted her in the face and the match was over. And then we watched on the last show.
Yo, Bobby Stats is up in the house. Bobby, how are you doing? Happy Easter to you, my
Bobby
friend.
Stats!
Just
Happy
kicked
Easter,
off
sir.
our War Chamber watch along here, my friend, and it's the opening match. It's featherweight division. So we got just barely the bell rang here, and things are kicking off.
Let's go, Nagi Sayaka.
So have these two crossed paths yet in their career that you're aware of yet, Andre?
I'm not aware, but again, she maybe in Spark Joshi, which is this American Joshi company that's running now.
Yeah.
I don't know if Janai Kai's been there yet. I know Unagi was one of the main people for that company when they started up. So,
Bobby, you're
no way,
Janai Kai in this one.
Sayaka. Hi, Astrid.
And yes, good morning to Astrid as well too. How are you doing, Astrid? But yeah, good start to this. Not, flying out of the gate or anything like that too. They're just kind of getting a feel for each other.
It's Janai Kai finally has a match on TV more than just kick a person in the face and it's over.
Having the pre-tapes or her being on the free YouTube show wasn't doing much for the title itself, but I'm glad the belt's back on the main card.
Mm-hmm. Well, she was on Intimidation Games, but that was that like kick in the face and it was over.
And once again, that bonehead Ricky Shane Page gets away with having to defend the National Openweight Championship because he's in a pre-tape where it's like the Calling versus the Calling 2.0 in a War Chamber matchup for YouTube. Because we all needed that. Bobby saying he had heard of Unagi Sayaka before, familiar and more familiar with Janai Kai though.
Oh yeah, very understandable. Again, I'm just more. I've seen more of Unagi Sayaka from my watching of Stardom. Is like in the first year watching Stardom, she was there. So then she left. I want to say about a year ago ish. She left Stardom to go completely independent. She's come back for a match here and there, but.
I was just thinking to myself, I was like, Janai Kai not wearing kick pads at all? And I was like, oh, maybe on the right leg, not so much.
I think it's more like almost like a compression sock on the right leg, and it's just tape on. It's just tape on the left.
Usually, when a wrestler is, kicks are their main go-to and stuff like that, they'll be wearing kick pads. It's almost a given that you wear kick pads when you use kicks in your matches.
Yeah, it's true. Like even I was watching Mike Bailey this past week in person. He doesn't wear boots, but he's got the kick pads on. So I know Judah Icarus out of BC, same thing.
Yeah.
Heavy kicker, doesn't wear boots, but he wears the kick pads. So
okay, Kitty, do you want to come watch the fights too?
Aw, Kitty. The kitty's back.
Yeah, Kitty's back.
Nice Dragon Sleeper there.
It is excellent.
I love it when people do the behind the back connection too. It's I think it was Aleister Black is the one that or Malachi, whatever you want to call him. He was the one that kind of popularized that behind the back one. MX.
Well, I'm telling you, from what we've seen so far, I definitely like Unagi Sayaka. I'm happy that they've got her over here, and maybe she can stick around a little while too. Would be nice.
Wait, you got to learn about Bad Dude Tito last time we did this show together. This, you get Unagi and Kosei Fuji to this show. Yeah.
Obviously, it's like I never go out of my way and watch a lot of Japanese. I don't have a problem watching Japanese wrestling shows. I just can't keep up to them like yourself and Mel do. A lot of the time I rely on hearing about these names from the two of you through your show there. But yeah, I mean, every time I see the crossover with MLW, it's like, wow, there is so much great talent out there that I'm happy to watch. Obviously, it would be awesome to see Mina Shirakawa and Zena and Momo Watanabe in an MLW ring.
If you want to watch Mina and Momo, Start of American Dream next Thursday, and then I think Momo and Mina are both on the ROH show on Friday.
Yes, yeah, I believe they are
in that women's showcase, in the Start of Women's Showcase match. So check them out, man. I really highly recommend those shows. I'm looking forward to them so much.
I think as I was browsing to get this started for us here today, I saw that Toshi Japanese Pro Wrestling have a show on Friday as well too, or Friday morning or something like that.
Is it Spark Joshi?
I'd have to have a look. I was kind of flipping to try to get this started up here for us.
There's a show on Sunday afternoon for Spark Joshi, which is an American Joshi women's Japanese wrestling company.
Okay. I'll have to look again after once we're done the broadcast here today, just to have a look. I swear something showed up that it was like 9 a.m. this coming Friday or something. I'm like, it strikes my interest to check that out, especially having Triller TV Plus. It's worth.
Yeah, again, I've gotten to watch a lot more. I've been watching some MMA and some boxing that I wouldn't have watched before because I have it. So
I might have to see how much I can check out this weekend too. And again, we've got the scheduled shows that we do already, but hell, if there's nobody on stream at a given time or something, and I happen to watch a show, maybe I'll pop in and just do a random review of some sort. So,
yeah. And again, you expose yourself. Again, I would expose myself to MMA fighters I never would have seen, boxers I never would have heard of. Right? It's cool. I really like this Triller TV Plus, honestly.
Oh yeah, so do I. And speaking of boxing, I really, in a very cynical way, can't wait until July the 20th to watch Mike Tyson and Jake Paul in that boxing match on Netflix.
I'm gonna sign back up for Netflix to watch that.
I can't wait. I swear afterwards I'm doing a full review of that fight card.
Yeah.
Matt Cardona was on AEW last night.
Janai Kai retained.
Adam Copeland. Janai did retain. They continue to build Janai strong, good, solid matchup to open this up, though. Mm-hmm. Again, great highlight for the featherweight division. I kind of had a feeling, though, too, because we're leading towards the Azteca Lucha card that's coming up. And because there's this whole feud with Selena De La Renta and Cesar Duran, I believe that Duran is going to be the one to bring somebody in to go up against Janai Kai and kind of that clash between the two personalities.
That makes sense. It makes sense.
A solid match. And again, Sayaka can stick around as long as she wants after that for sure.
Yeah, she's really good. Like, yeah, if you haven't watched her, watch her. She's really good. Sayaka's really great.
What a different arena for them to be in here tonight. It's such an odd look for MLW compared to what they've been in before. So I'll be saying awesome that we got to see Unagi Sayaka debut in the MLW featherweights division. 100% Bobby. Very, very happy about that and glad that they continue to bring in more names to the featherweight division. See, they're doing with the featherweights division what they used to do with the men's division, which was bring names that not everybody was familiar with so that they could start to build their own names within the company. Yeah. And I like that they do that. And I wish that they would start to do that again on both sides of the fence. I really think it's time for them to, sweep through the independents, find out who's going to be the next rising stars of, both the women's division and the men's division and start bringing more of that in, and let's focus on, we have some money. Let's bring in an ex-WWE guy that, do we really care?
No.
Exactly. That's my point exactly. AJ Francis time. Oh, no. I would be interested here against Zeta Steel or Del Exo. Bring it on. We could have both those matches as far as I'm concerned there, Bobby.
Friend of Astrid, Zeta Steel. She was recently on the Astrid Ast show.
Wonderful
check that over at Astrid Mazzaro's YouTube channel. So
after watching that interview, I was even more a fan of Zeta Steel too, because it's just how much respect that Zeta Steel has for the business, how much of a fan she is, and how much she drives to be better at it. It's like, it's just awesome.
I didn't know much about her before the interview, and watching it really gave me something.
She's done really good here in MLW so far, but Bobby's saying, let's go, Alex Kane. Alex Kane's my boy now and forever, Bobby, but I have my fears about this match against Flop Nala. I think this will be a telling tale about whether or not Alex Kane has got any more longevity with MLW, or if he is on his way towards something else.
Who's the dude behind him? Oh, that's it. From World Titan Federation, right?
Yeah. Canadian boy.
Guy. Is he Canadian?
He's a Canadian boy.
Oh, that hurts me inside.
I know, really. Usually it's like, as Canadians, we're like, woo, Canada. It doesn't matter who it is. And you look at St. Laurent and you're like, well, I hope that you've been in the States long enough that you're more American at this point.
Oh, God, please don't let him go. Kane. Alex Kane. Oh,
sure.
I thought for a second there, I thought we were talking about AJ Francis.
No, he could go to both. In fact, you know what? I'd be fine. I've been watching more TNA lately. In fact, the only reason I won't be doing a post show for the next TNA event is because it happens to land on the exact same day as our next Prairie Pro Wrestling one, which is April 20th. But I will likely be back doing a post show there for the one that precedes that one anyway. So I'll take one off, but I'll probably be at the rest.
Is there no TNA show on Mania weekend? Usually they do a card. Like they do a multiverse. I think it was last year they did Multiverse United.
Something like that, yeah. And it's just not here at all from them. MLW getting theirs out of the way this weekend. TNA doesn't have anything till the 20th. AEW's keeping away from doing anything that weekend. And in fact, I think AEW said only their wrestlers could only wrestle on shows that are friends of AEW, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, in AEW, literally since they debuted until I guess 2021 would have been their first opportunity would have been their first opportunity to do a Mania weekend thing. They haven't ever put a show on, which is smart to stay away from that weekend for themselves.
The worst part about AJ Francis is he looks like a fairly good sized dude, right? Like, he looks the part, he sounds the part sometimes, and then he wrestles, and it's like, God damn, please don't.
Oh God, no.
He's a cornerman. That's what he is. He's a cornerman. It's like, I'd be okay if he was in the corner. He could have the Mr. Thomas role, but Mr. Thomas has been playing in the Beaumont Fight Club, and we can let Mr. Thomas wrestle, who actually has a lot of skill in that ring than people give him credit for.
Yeah, again, it's just those weird. This man should not be a pro wrestler.
No. Yeah. And as much as I love Alex Kane, I don't think that Alex Kane is yet on the level to carry AJ Francis, but we'll see.
No.
We'll see.
We'll see.
Bobby saying he would have rather have seen Mustafa Ali on MLW than AJ Francis. I think, I would have taken just about anybody on the independent scene rather than AJ Francis, personally, Bobby.
By the way, speaking of Mustafa Ali, we'll be in Edmonton on May 10th. Awesome. Yeah, that week is going to be stupid busy because we've got here we have Dynamite on the Wednesday. It's going to be here. Then we have CWE coming in with Jimmy Jacobs on the Thursday, and then we've got Mustafa Ali with TPW on the Friday. Jesus.
Nice. Obviously,
Oh, yeah.
Shelton Benjamin too. Yeah, Shelton Benjamin would have been great here too, but I think that ship failed for sure on that opportunity. I was just confused just now. I was like, wait, there's another ring there, and I'm like, oh yeah. I was like, this is the first time they're ever doing the War Chamber in the double ring.
Oh, really?
Yes, the War Chamber has always been a single ring cage that's set up like War Games. But now I believe tonight they're actually doing the double ring version.
Well, didn't Court get a bunch of money from WWE for giving them the name
$20 million.
War Games? Because didn't he have the War Games name?
I don't know if he's ever used War Games or not. I can't remember.
He owned the copyright at one point. Like he had the copyright for it because it had expired.
I don't think was there ever a copyright until WWE got their noses involved. I don't know if there ever was legitimately.
No, but he owned
it was like calling something a steel cage match. It was a match type.
But the actual War Games name, because he had never stopped anybody from using it, but he actually had the rights to the name War Games for TV distribution. But I guess, and then he gave the rights to WWE, but like I think obviously for money, but yeah.
It's like my understanding was like War Games. It was like calling something a battle royal or a submission match or a cage match because like essentially it was a match type versus a copyrighted thing until of course the dub always likes to stick their noses in and copyright everything and make sure everybody has to dance around it and do some sort of different version of it. So I don't know. I just like when it comes to a match type, let everybody use it. Who cares? It's a match type. It's wrestling. Let's get down to business.
I think he wanted it he had the trademark to the name for pay-per-view reasons to put it on be like an MLW War Games, but then WWE wanted it. So he sold the rights, the trademark to them because he had picked the trademark off after it expired after WCW. So.
Bobby wanted to know if I'd like to see MLW bring back Bud Heavy. Bobby, I'd just like to see my good friend Bud Heavy anywhere. Show up anywhere, Bud. Enhancement talent, whatever you are, guy who sits on the sideline drinking beer. I just want to be able to say, hey, I know that guy. So, yes, Bud Heavy for television. Doesn't matter where he is. Such a great dude. Outside of the ring now, and Flop Dollar hits that post with very slow motion action.
I mean, Bottom Dollar.
Yeah, Bottom Dollar. I was like, there's no way Kane is going to be able to get that suplex on that big man like that.
Okay, that was impressive by Francis to pop up into the apron bomb. That was actually pretty decent.
I think you did have a match on the MLW tapings. Oh, okay then. Well, that'd be awesome if Bud had a matchup of any kind. That would be great. I miss my boy Bud Heavy.
Let's get heavy.
Are they just going to have this end by count out?
I can see it. If I'm Alex Kane, I'm like, I don't want to get pinned by AJ Francis. I'll take a count out loss to him.
9 count. 9 count. Bobby's saying that he hopes Bud Heavy's in the Battle Riot too. So do I. Bud Heavy's made for the Battle Riot, my friend.
Yeah, Bud Heavy is on the tape shows.
Sweet.
I just looked up the card on Cage Match, like the non-spoiler version, and yeah.
I'm really happy for him. I think a lot of that has to do with I believe they're back in Florida for this.
Oh, he's wrestling that Ryan Gosling kid.
Oh God.
That pretty boy kid.
Come on, Bud.
That's the pretty boy kid from WTF, right?
Yeah, the one that dressed like Ryan Gosling and has his graphics look like he's from the Barbie movie.
Yeah.
Great movie, by the way.
Never seen it.
You should. It's a great movie.
I got zero interest. I'm sorry. It's just one of those where I'm like, I get it. I still haven't seen Oppenheimer either, so.
Oh, man. Oppenheimer. Another great movie, too.
Yet I've watched Clerks since Oppenheimer and Barbie. I've probably watched Clerks like 5-6 times now. Just that's a movie I watch like once a month.
I won't fault you for that. I won't fault you for it. It's Clerks. You can't be faulted for watching Clerks.
Yeah, that's one I watch every month or two. So
I can actually watch all 3 of the Clerks movies quite easily. The third one being my least favorite of them, but it still had some good impact. Bobby saying Bad Dude Tito is his second choice to win the MLW Battle Riot. First choice being Mods Cruel Kruger. Awesome. Yeah, I'm not even going to argue with that, Bobby. I think Mods Cruel Kruger is likely going to win it. That would be my guess, but Bad Dude Tito all day, brother. Like, man, I like that guy a lot.
Raise him up the card. Let's have TMDK worldwide. Let's do this.
Yeah.
The mighty Dope Neil.
Man, Alex Kane, that's some strength, buddy.
I'm surprised he could lift his fat ass.
That's how I felt about when I was actually wrestling in high school, and people would actually be able to lift me over. Like, Jesus Christ, you gotta be strong to lift my big ass.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, Kane, finish him off. And if you don't, I hope you're heading to somewhere better.
Francis looks so gassed.
Oh, of course he does. This match has already got longer than any other match he's ever had, so don't tell me that's it. And a fast count. What the fuck? What is?
Wow, that was bad.
All right, so I want to just welcome everybody to the complete burial of Alex Kane. Apparently, all the build for Alex Kane was for nothing because, yep, take his title from him and then bury him to this loser. Wow, unbelievable, unbelievable.
I love Bobby Stats' idea. Yes. Yes.
Okay, I'm not familiar, but obviously I'm gonna go with you guys on that one and trust your judgment for sure.
Did you watch NXT in the like 2015 to 2018 area?
The black and gold time?
Yeah.
Yes.
Remember TM61?
Yes.
That's Shane Hayes and Mikey Nichols.
Oh shit. Okay, then yes, 100%. I like
they are now they went back to being TMDK and went back to their old name.
What
to their
is
Indian
this
names.
garbage?
No, is that Beaumont?
So now Francis is the leader of the Okay, well, Beaumont is dead to me now too.
So that match is for the leadership of Beaumont?
No,
is that what that
no.
was? Well, it turned out to be.
Well, in the end, but it wasn't listed as that.
That's the only thing I got spoiled on was I saw this on WrestleZone. I was like, oh, gross.
And is Mr. Thomas in on this, or where is he floating around? He was at ringside at one time. Yeah, I agree, Bobby. Boo, and it's not like Boo My this time.
The
it's
Boo
like
My
Boo.
They're the Boo My now. They're the Boo My
Club.
All I can think of is they really must be a fan of the guy in WB, the Japanese guy. Shinsuke Nakamura, because that's the name of his old finisher is the Bomaye.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's good. Okay, so there's Mr. Thomas. Now,
the Thomas is with him, obviously. It's still with Kane, obviously.
Yeah, I have a feeling that's not going to happen, though. Watch this. What was that little glitch of something that just popped on the screen?
Oh, it's in Hollywood. That's all I know.
That was weird.
That was weird. So we've had Contra and we've had Hollywood something.
Yep.
Flash on the screen tonight.
Obviously, Faye Jackson joined them too. Well, Faye wasn't even there tonight, so I don't know. And like, it's so weird to have like a talent like Faye Jackson there all the time, and then never really competed or did anything much other than be a corner person.
They showed Caveman Ugg.
Yeah.
I love that guy. Caveman Hug is awesome.
That dude's out of Australia. Used to watch him in what were they called? I want to say PWA Black Label, where he was the champion for the longest time.
I don't know if I want to join you for that one, dude.
For which one?
For this War Chamber. I don't think I want to join you for that one.
Oh, this one? Oh, God. I kind of want to skip it, to be honest. It's so, yeah, I guess on Sunday, April the 21st, we'll be doing the War Chamber match, the Death Fighters, yay, versus the Calling. The match nobody wanted, but we're getting anyway. Oh. Oh my God.
Oh my God, those stomps are terrible.
That's the worst.
That's Ricky Shane Page. That was Ricky Shane Page hitting those stomps too.
And this is a pre-tape. Why are you being so lousy on a pre-tape? You have all the time in the world to get this shit right.
You can film it like 8 times if you have to. Like, yeah. God damn it.
Better get a close-up of that barbed wire with all the barbs taken off of it.
So dumb.
Makes little to no sense to me.
Oh, the falls.
What is this? Devin who? Oh. And now he's getting attacked. Oh, Devin Diaz.
This isn't even listed as a match on Cage Match.
What is this?
Who the heck is the cowboy?
I don't know who this is. Who any of this
is that Brian Brock? Yeah.
Ricky Shane Page off TV. I agree with you there, Bobby.
It's really easy to skip YouTube shows. You know what I mean? It's a lot easier to skip them when they're on YouTube, right? So
yeah. Well, I mean, we arguably could do it on here now that this is not live, but I don't know. We might as well see it through, see what else goes down.
I have no desire to watch Raven in a match in 2024.
No.
Like, zero desire. I might tune in and just like listen to you talk about it, but
listen to me swearing at the screen.
I'll decide that morning if I'm going to show up on the show.
Oh, this is a Contra thing, I guess.
Contra unit.
Here comes the Black Hand of Contra. School Kruger.
Hey, it's Bane.
Yeah. As far as like big guys in wrestling, though, like Mods Kruger is. Hey. Also, this is now a matchup.
There's a guy. There's actually a guy in Top Talent that has the same mask. Named Raiden the Destroyer. I don't know if you know him, Raiden the Destroyer.
No, I don't actually.
Yeah, he has the same mask as Mads.
Bobby's saying he's rooting for Mods Kruger. I am too. I want to. I want the company to build around him because he was great when his first run with them, and they brought him back to this kind of Impact. They better be planning to do something.
Let's go, Brian. Let's go, Brian. It's like saying Keith.
It really doesn't have much oomph when it comes to a wrestling fight, Brian or Keith. I really shouldn't be saying that, considering that Keith Hart was one of the brothers of a guy I just interviewed.
No, I always think Keith because of Hoodwinked and the little buddy going, Keith, and just making fun of him because he's like, it's not an intimidating name.
This is going to be a whole lot of just on the outside of the ring type stuff. Not going to be a whole lot of wrestling here, I don't think. Bobby saying, I think Brian Brock wrestles on the Florida indie scene. Be a good reason why they picked him up.
Maybe Astrid seen him.
You might have.
Why didn't Astrid go to the show if it's in Florida? Come on. Hey, Astrid, come on. Love
because
the
I think the reason being is because it's a lot of travel, a lot of hotel stays. But I mean, MLW could benefit from picking up somebody like that as a backstage interviewer. Just saying, MLW.
MLW. MLW.
They got the money to afford the natural. All right, the Home Depot door goes smashing.
I remember, oh God, in RCW years ago when I was working at my old store, I would message one of the guys, be like, "Hey, there's doors out back. You can come take." Because we'd be like throwing out old display doors and ones that would have like cracks in it. So I'd tell them like, "Hey, there's doors up." I would always put them next to the dumpster and message people saying, "Hey, doors."
God. Nods takes those hits the hard way. It's insane.
Yeah, Brian's like cut over his eye, I think.
Yeah. MLW is doing another show in Florida on July the 12th.
Oh, it was stuck on his mask. It got stuck on his mask. Do not end this match with another chokeslam.
And morning, Ed. Ed says, I didn't realize Cruel and Mods Kruger were the same person. This guy is killing it in independent wrestling TV champion up here in Massachusetts. Yeah, Cruel was the name he used almost everywhere, but Mods Kruger is what they had him as in MLW. But when he returned, they actually started dubbing him Mods Cruel Kruger.
Hi, Ed.
Bobby really wants that Bud Heavy sighting to go down. Bud Heavy has sadly been on the opposite end of a beatdown for Mods Cruel Kruger on more than one occasion.
Was that a full Nelson wheelbarrow facebuster?
Yep.
Okay. Different.
Dominating victory there.
Hey, Ed, acknowledge me.
You've been acknowledged.
Acknowledge me. It's Contra. The video. It's the video game.
I wonder which up and comers they've got under the mask of Contra lately. Because actually at one point in time, the Sentai Death Squad, as they call it, there was a War Chamber matchup where Papa Smokes and I were reviewing it, and one of the guys were like, "Man, this guy is a good wrestler. He's physically fit. Like, who the hell is under the mask?" And it turns out it was actually Mr. Thomas, the quarterman for Alex Skin, that ended up being under the mask.
Yeah, yes, Ed. Me. Just me. You're a tribal chief and the final boss of our local establishment.
Yeah. I'll acknowledge that.
Acknowledge me. I'd be like, no, nobody's putting me in a body bag.
Yeah, okay, so they're saying, why didn't Kruger put him in the body bag tonight? I'm going to guess that there's a possibility that they're going to convert this guy. I believe that he is going to get converted into doing to being part of the newly formed Contra. Bobby acknowledges us. I love it, Bobby. Thank you, sir. Nope, it's going all over again.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I will never do that. I will never be that. Trust me. I will never be that.
They show the one guy that's just losing his mind in the audience yelling at MLW. Richard Adonis. I've never heard of Richard Adonis either here.
He's got to be a Florida local.
Oh, 23 years of age, but a 7-year pro.
Okay. Not surprising. It means he started when he was 16.
I like to see this, though. Again, this is someone I'm not familiar with. Even if he is a local, like, here's your opportunity. You got this guy on your main card right now. Let's see what he can bring to the table.
He's got a good look.
Yeah, look is perfect. Good start. Who's he up
Who's
against?
he going to get beat up by?
Yeah, that's the part that worries me. His opponent. Here we go. Oh, one of Selena. Oh,
What?
oh, that dude Tito with Selena De Lorenzo in his corner.
No. Tito's
Okay.
part of TMD is TMDK.
I very sorry for for
Tito
Mr. Adonis there.
Escandoro? Okay. He's still a member of Team DK as far as I know.
Could just be over here that he's doing this thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. At the last show they did, like at the YouTube show, I'm pretty sure this segment happened with the signing. So yeah, I'm guessing by that he's here to stay for a little while at least anyway, which I'm happy about. Ed
Keats,
coming
yeah.
in. I didn't realize you hadn't seen this yet, Bobby Munson, when I posted the spoilers from. Yeah, I tried to avoid looking at anything that had the call letters MLW in it.
Big Teats.
Yeah. Well, you know, I was interested to see what this young kid brings to the table, and hopefully he'll get some stuff in before he gets his ass handed to him here. Well, he got a good chop in.
Now he's in trouble. Chops. Big Teats.
Bobby's cheering for bad dude Tito. No surprise there. Well, I think we're all with you on that, Bobby.
Let's go, random jobber kid. I'm joking, obviously.
The problem is that random jobber kid here has got he's got the look and everything, so it's almost unfortunate that there's this in his way. And it's going to be done just like that.
Oh,
yeah.
Steiner, isn't it a Steinerizer or something?
Whatever it's called, it looks like it hurt, and that match is over just like that.
I think that was like Scott Steiner's move at one point. The Steinerizer or something. I don't remember.
Bobby's 3-1 on his match guesses here tonight.
Well, I think he's just saying good matches versus bad matches.
Well,
everything's been good except AJ Francis.
Yeah. Yeah, even for what it's worth, the Monstro Kruger thing wasn't too bad either.
No. Oh.
Give him a mic. Give him a mic. Who's he calling out? Call out Ricky Shane Page and tell him you want to put some respect back on that open weight title. Bobby's saying he's never heard of Bad Dude Tito's opponent. No, we hadn't either, Bobby, but he's got a good look to him. I hope that they can find a place for him to grow and stuff like that. Hopefully he could even grow with this company would be great. Oh, came here for gold.
Yes. Let him take it from Ricky.
Yes. I like it. He's solid on a microphone here, too. I like it. Bobby's saying, I hope we see him again at the next MLW show in Florida. I'm sure we will. Again, this is looking like a more of a permanent stay for Bad Dude Tito, which I'm very happy about. He wants gold. This Big Teats loves gold. He said it doesn't matter if it's Kojima or if it's Ricky Shane Page. I prefer it if it's Ricky Shane Page because it's about time we get that belt off of RSP and put it on somebody who's going to add some class to that championship and be defending it on a regular basis. Put that belt on Big Bad Tito or Bad Dude Tito. My apologies. Put that on him. Allow him to run with it. I think it would be the best move they could do.
I think it's a great match. I think it's from last September, I want to say. Bad Dude Tito versus Minoru Suzuki. So good. I think it was last September, or was it September of 2022? I can't remember, one of the two. Yeah. Kosei Fujita.
Fujita. Isn't he against? Oh, he's against Riddle, I think, if I'm mistaken on this one.
This is he is the former TMDK young boy. He graduated his young lion, or their young lion. He graduated, and now he's full member of them now. So this is his excursion. Is he's been going back and forth to New Japan doing matches. Usually, guys leave for like a year. He hasn't done an excursion because he joined a unit when he was a young lion, and like he'll leave for a bit, go do stuff overseas, and then come back and do matches, and then go away and back. But yeah.
Well, good luck to this kid so far. Again, this is my first look at him, so very
the kid's
interesting.
incredible. Like he will be a top junior for New Japan, 100%.
And we always need good competition in the middleweight division here too. So.
I like that they're promoting the 15 minutes about it, but like the title. Because again, it's a 15-minute championship, right? So I know RCW has been doing a 10-minute championship thing for their heritage title. Yeah, I know us. I saw the last couple shows. So
Bobby saying the Bad Dude Tito could defend the MLW Openweight Championship on the NJPW shows too. Would love to see that, Bobby. That'd be great. I'm rooting for Matt Riddle since my first time watching Fujita. I don't know where I lie on this one because Riddle annoys the piss out of me. I think he's solid in a ring, but he just annoys me. He really frustrates me.
Well, so this is now. So Sabre sent Bad Dude Tito to face Riddle at Intimidation Games. He's now sent Fujita to face him there. So what's next? So I'm guessing the next big show he's going to be facing either Shane Haste or Mikey Nichols, and then it'll be the other one, and then finally Sabre will show up in the MLW at some point to face Riddle.
Okay. I mean, if they want to keep sending names that are worth a watch, then I'm happy with it because again, we get quality matchups that way.
Yeah. But again, it's just like it seems like this is the second like main pay-per-view that he's faced a member of TMDK for the TV title, which was Sabre's title until January when he lost it to Tanahashi. It does look like a dinner tray, though, that belt. I hate that belt. I hate the look of that belt. Oh, Robbie Eagles, too. You're right. Robbie Eagles from TMDK, too. He could be next. That's Kosei's tag team partner, Robbie Eagles.
Yeah, I actually know Robbie Eagles because, again, when I started doing some of the work that I do, it was I started doing a lot of writing of articles, and they had me covering independent wrestling out of Australia, New Zealand, and Germany. So I became very familiar with a lot of the wrestlers out of those areas. And Robbie Eagles, of course, very well known in the Australian market where he started out. But it was kind of like in that transition where he was kind of starting to float over to Japan at that time, little bit by little bit. But he would still come back for some of the spots in Australia when he had the opportunity.
Yeah, it seems like he's been spending more time in Australia over the last while and traveling, but he still comes back for like the big tournaments, comes in for big matches and stuff. Like he's still used on New Japan proper, but he's also been traveling with Fujita, like in more of Fujita's excursion while being not on his it's like his half excursion, I guess, because he still comes back and does matches in New Japan. Oh, MLW Down Under.
They could use Robbie Eagles. Sure.
MLW Down Under. Let's do it.
Well, I mean, they've got the crossover that's going to be happening with Oceania Pro Wrestling out of Australia coming up this summer. I think around July or something that it was announced that crossover is going to come into effect. I don't know if they've released the details about MLW necessarily going there or whether some of their wrestlers will for the Oceania events, and then some of the Oceania wrestlers will come to MLW in return for some of the events coming up as well too.
I could see MLW sending some of their top people there to kind of like do a show, do like a co-promoted show, like and like air it on through like Triller under the MLW banner.
What they'll probably do is what they've done in the past is they'll record those matches that air live, with those particular companies and stuff like that, and then they'll do it on the YouTube released shows. They'll actually insert the match somewhere in the card there.
Yeah, that could work. Again, that could be something that'd be good. Because again, and then you can get some, and like, yeah, you could use they could use a Robbie Eagles or a Mikey Nichols there. I guess Shane Hayes not so much because he's living in the States now, but
see, and I'm not sure who works for Oceania. Like I've been a little disconnected from the Australian scene for a while, so it's probably going to be a lot of names I don't know that are going to be a part of it. But that can be a good thing too. It can be an exciting thing to see new wrestlers. Bobby saying, "What if Oceania Pro Wrestling wrestlers show up for the MLW Battle Royale on June 1st?" Very possible. Again, if that is going to be a proper crossover, they might want to take that opportunity. You're talking 40 wrestlers in one match, so of course we need that something like that to happen where we're bringing in some names. But they also tend to bring in a few, legends of wrestling as well too for that little bit of a pop. We know last time out we got the return of Duke the Dumpster Drosky, the Battle Riot.
Well, Eric Bischoff is the general manager of OPW.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Bobby saying, here what we got. How about bringing in Tennille Dashwood since she is from Australia? Sure. I'm on board. Tennille Dashwood is a great wrestler. I think some missed opportunities with her career so far, as far as North America goes, but sometimes the North American pro wrestling gets it all wrong. So.
It says Eagles has worked for Oceania, so.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm just reading a couple things. He has worked for them, so.
Yeah, I mean, it goes without saying when it comes to wrestling on Australia, it tends to be that everybody kind of moves around and has opportunities. So
nice spring.
Oh, he was so close.
Yeah, he's their champion right now, Adam Brooks. He's the Oceania OPW champion right now.
Yeah.
Oh! His deadlift Germans are great. I'm so disappointed Riddle blocked that. It's not a dragon sleeper. That's a French chancery or a guillotine. Sorry.
Jesus, OPW goes all out by the looks of it. Like with bringing people in and everything. I'm kind of checking into it.
5 minutes have passed.
So is this a New Japan kind of rule with the time limit being held strict because they haven't? Yeah, okay. I was going to say they haven't done it for any other matchup here today.
Yeah, so this title was created, the first champion, which is Saxon Virginia, was crowned at last year's Wrestle Kingdom after a tournament. And so every match is contested under 15 minutes. If you can't beat the champion in 15 minutes, he retains his title.
So essentially like what a TV title used to be, where it was only defended on TV and it had a certain time limit to it that had to get adhered to.
Yeah, and this is the NJPW Television Championship, right? It's under that vein. And then every match for the TV title is on New Japan World for free.
Oh, nice.
So anybody can go watch them. This match will be on there. The match from last month was put on there. From Intimidation Games is on New Japan World. It's a partnership that if they put their title on their TV.
Oh, that looked ugly. Oh my. As Bobby said, Fujita has impressed him so far, and give me more Fujita on MLW. I agree, but oh my god, please show me a replay of that. I thought Riddle was gonna die there. Oh, he might have just got the shoulder in there to bump just in time. Like maybe
dude, he
just
almost
saved
landed on his
takedown.
head. Oh, that
He
was scary
so
as hell.
close. I don't care what wrestler it is. I hate to see when wrestlers get hurt.
Oh,
I really do.
A flying knee's great by Riddle. Oh, Rowstone.
That's gonna be it. Great matchup, though. Great matchup.
I'm pretty sure that move in the WWE is called the Bro Derek.
Yeah, I think it was too. Bobby said, imagine if Fujita was the one to dethrone Mystico for the MLW middleweight championship. Go for it. I thought that was a solid match we just had right now. And again, Fujita going in there toe-to-toe with not only the NGPW strong champion right now, but he also toe-to-toe with a guy who was, top of the MLW ladder once upon a time too. So
yeah,
no sweat in taking a loss to Riddle. Other than if people hate Riddle and they just feel he shouldn't be on TV, which there's a lot of those out there.
I know he's had a lot of accusations against him, but
yes.
I can't the in-ring wrestler. I have the ability to divorce myself a little bit, but
in ring he's excellent. It's just him in general that kind of just gets on my nerves a bit.
Oh yeah, 100%.
And I hate the fact that it's like when he came out of WWE, he's like, I'm going to take things more serious now, and I'm going to change up the way I am. And he hasn't changed anything. He's still the original bro. He still does everything the same with the dick and the flip flops and all this shit. Like,
this is a serious bro, man. He's the serious bro.
Serious bro. I like it. So he's already taking claim to the MLW Heavyweight Championship. Where they're building, I guess.
Only a little bit of the crowd is broing.
Yeah. He got a half bro out of that.
It's more of a bro.
Yeah, those are the ones that don't check the internet for what goes on in wrestling personal lives. Bobby said, I'm looking forward to watching Timothy Thatcher have a match here on MLW. And awesome. I'm sure that's in reference to the claim to the MLW World Championship.
Isn't it Tim and Riddle?
I believe so.
Like on the tape show?
Could be.
I might have to show up just to watch that with you.
We can always skip the garbage death match.
Or if there's an ability to put it on like a ×4, we can watch it on ×4. It might be more entertaining that way.
Yeah, it'd be easier to get through or whatever. But let's just see here. Yeah, it was Matt Riddle versus Thatcher on the taping. So on the taped ones, we're getting here. Zeta is going to be taking on Sophie Castillo, Star Jr. versus Virus, Brett Ryan Goslin versus Bud Heavy, Matt Riddle, Timothy Thatcher. The WTF, that's the tag champs, Tom Lawler, David Boy Smith Jr. versus Alex Kane and Mr. Thomas. Kojima defending the title against Bad Dude Tito. And then, of course, the War Chamber Death Fighters versus the Calling. We'll be doing that one on Sunday, April the 21st here.
So we watch everything except the main event.
Yeah. We can just stop it then.
And then we just skip through the show, go to the end of the main event, talk about the ending, and that's it.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Get right to the end. Oh, look, something happened. Yay. All right, yeah. So we got April 20th is the War Chamber, so we'll be doing that one. Or no, that's what we're watching.
I don't
right
know
now.
if I can do Battle Riot with you, bud, because that's Mel's birthday.
That's
so
my
I
wife's
might be
birthday.
out.
I'm not doing it that day either. So we're doing it on the Sunday. So
Perfect. We can do it on the 3rd. Done.
there we go.
You and me, June 3rd for sure.
That's right. Yeah. Oh, as soon as I saw that announcement, I'm like, Battle Riot Live. And then they're like, June 1st. I'm like, no Battle Riot Live. Battle Riot Sunday.
Well, Mel's and your wife's birthday. It's the same day. Interesting.
Same day, same age, same year, everything, actually.
Funny.
Yeah, I remember having that conversation with Mel the one time, and she would tell me what her birthday was, and I'm like, wait a second. I'm like,
well,
then I had to ask what was the exact time of date, and even that wasn't far off each other either. So.
It's like, are they sisters? Are they twins? Separated at birth?
One province over.
Mel is adopted, so
who knows? Contra keeps slipping in here.
Contra, great video game, man. Contra, great video game.
Oh, fantastic video game.
I prefer Super C on the SNES personally, but
Super so I don't forget to say it. I finally got around to watching X-Men 97 this weekend, and oh my god, is it so good! It's
April 10th.
So damn good.
April 10th, ladies and gentlemen, myself and Ed Bryce will be on for our Marvel Talk show, reviewing the first 5 episodes of X-Men 97. We're doing it in a 2-parter. Going to do the first 5, then we're going to in May we'll do the back 5. Just instead of doing weekly, just to talk about essentially a 25-minute or 30-minute show, we figured it's a little easier to do it as a big whole, and we could talk about the arcs as they're going. So, I can't wait.
Awesome. Yeah, the first 3 that have been released so far are so phenomenal. So good. Can't believe it. Like, I've been so impressed with the show so far. Hope we see Stephanie Vaquer on MLW show one day. 100%. Let's
Bobby, Thursday, the Stardom American Dreams show. Stephanie Vaquer is in a 6-woman tag, teaming with Momo Watanabe and Starlight Kid. Watch it. I'm going to be. And then tune in Friday at 1 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, 3 p.m. Eastern. Hear me and Mel talk about that show on Friday.
So this is a match from CMLL that we're airing, I believe, here. I'm assuming because it's going to involve Mystico, who's the middleweight champion, and just be similar to what you're saying with the New Japan Pro Wrestling Strong title matches going on NJPW World. Same with MLW when their title is defended elsewhere, it's taped and inserted just like this.
Okay, so my question is this shown on the pay-per-view?
I don't know.
I feel bad for everybody in the crowd.
Just having to watch this from the audience. Because this would have been the way it aired live too. So you're really watching on those 2 little video screens at the top of the ramp then in this place.
I would love if they would put like 2 guys in the ring in their gear, and just pretending to wrestle as it's happening, doing like emulating the moves in the ring just to fuck with it. That'd be great.
I'm going to throw this one to you, Andre. Bobby wants to know who to have her defend her title against on MLW.
So I don't want to put her with Janai Kai yet. I would say Delmy at this point. I would say Delmy. I love Zeta Steel. I think she's cool, but I would go with Delmy. I would also see her defend against Delmy.
I also think when it comes to Zeta that you need to save those matches for Zeta right now and keep building Zeta, not put her in against competition that can overshadow Zeta's rise.
And that she's obviously going to lose in, especially defending that strong women's title. I don't see them taking off. Like, she just won it from Julia. Yeah. I don't see them taking off a character anytime soon. So
Delmy would hold her own well in that matchup, and Delmy taking a loss wouldn't hurt Delmy. I think Zeta's on a momentum upswing right now where you don't want to throw Zeta into a match like that because you want Zeta to keep getting the W's at the moment. By hook or by crook, however she gets them, you need her those wins to continue her rise at the moment.
Yeah. or even if you bring somebody in from outside and just make it more of a competitive match than anything, just to get that carried on TV, and then you're not putting Delmy or Steele down that way.
I'll be saying, how about Stephanie Vakur versus Maki Ito or Mayu Yamashita? You know, Yamashita, I'd love to see back. She only did the one spot for MLW so far. Maki Ito has done a couple spots for MLW, and again, oddly enough, like Maki Ito usually could be in a little bit of a comical character. Isn't something I normally am into, but I kind of like Maki Ito, to be honest. Like,
yeah, but Ito, like, especially her comedy, because like that character's so serious and like that stoic. She's a CMLL wrestler. To have those two, like, have that mesh, that comedy versus serious, I think would be really good. If I care, yeah.
I really enjoyed when Maki Ito and Becca had their match up here in MLW. I thought it was great. Becca she did a song as a promo for the matchup and everything, and then she like convinced Maki Ito that they were going to have a sing off and everything. So Maki Ito got excited and got on the microphone, and then just right from behind, Becca comes in on the attack.
Oh yeah, Unagi. What did we not think of the woman in the first match of the show, Unagi Sayaka? Yeah,
that's what we got our stats for. We don't have to do the thinking. We got the stats man right here,
and that would do very well with the New Japan Strong title situation, because she is a former Stardom wrestler, so there's that connection there. So you kind of have it within that world too.
So I'm happy that the middleweight division title is being defended, but this is weird that it's being inserted into the main card as opposed to having this represented on the YouTube taping version of this thing.
Yeah, honestly, what was that card for the YouTube? What could you have moved? Let's want to look, see what could you have moved to this show? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Or just taking this off the card completely. Really. Wouldn't have hurt it. Like, and put it on the YouTube. Or two card. Yeah, it's kind of hard. Like everything, I guess you could. Yeah, I guess everything there, you're kind of stuck.
You could. Well, I mean, just about everybody had another matchup that's in the pre-tapes kind of thing, other than like say the
first three
versus an enhancement talent and Star Junior versus Virus, which really you haven't done enough to build those two yet.
Well, you
Brett Ryan Goslin and Bud Heavy. Again, it's an enhancement match, really. So it's nothing there really lends to.
But really, it could have just taken this off this card and put it in the YouTube, and it wouldn't have hurt this card at all. You could have just given more time to the War Chamber, given more time to any of the other matches underneath, really.
Like I say, I'm glad the title's being defended, and I'm not against the matchup itself. It just, I really feel for the people who bought the ticket to the live event and are sat there watching this matchup on a TV right now, as opposed to watching something live in the arena.
Yeah, why we couldn't just have just another random, and you could have booked any other match on the spot, really. And the audio sounds off too, because you can barely hear the crowd and the ring because they have the audio for the announcers over everything.
I do always enjoy seeing the stuff that comes out of Mexico, like CMLL and AAA and stuff. They do a really good job of the presentation and everything. The ring looks nice. The arenas are always quite well presented and everything. I think that Mexico really does know how to put on a good, big arena wrestling show.
Well, it's such a spectacle. They do it as such a spectacle there. They do it the same. They take it seriously. The same way Japan does, is that they treat it as a full-on sport there. They have publications about it. They have reporting about it. They're like proper reporting about it. You know what I mean? Like it's taken very seriously. The same way the Japanese take Japanese wrestling seriously. I think it's that respect. You know what I mean? That's why you see these crowds the way they are. They keep drawing these big houses like every week.
I'll be saying I would like to see
Yes.
Clark Connors and Drilla Maloney on MLW. I like their work on NJPW. And
Drilla and Gabe Kidd were just announced to re-sign. We haven't heard anything about Clark Connors re-signing yet. They're all members of David Finley's War Dogs.
okay.
Yeah, they're the new Bullet Club faction. But yeah,
Please
I would
share
love to
David
see those.
Finley, by the way. I'm all for David Finley being shared with MLW.
Oh yeah,
Just
dude, and
saying.
he's so good. And again, like he was always good, but like since he took the heel turn and moved and became the rebel, he has done such amazing work this last, I want to say about this time last year when he attacked Jay White on Jay White's way out of New Japan. And yeah, dude, he has just risen up the card, and I think he got done dirty with Nick Nemeth, because Nemeth took his global title from him on his first defense, and just because he had won the title at Kingdom and then lost it, but he got done dirty. But like Finley's so good, man.
This one ought to make you pop here, Andre. Just a slight United Empire fan sitting on screen with me here today, as Bobby said. Anyone from United Empire on MLW.
I'll be taking this with me to Rogers Place on May 8th when I go to Dynamite and start waving it when Ospreay and or Fletcher and or Davis comes out.
That's right. You guys are getting another Dynamite out there, aren't you?
May 8th, baby. I get to watch. I finally get up. I'm praying I get to see Ospreay in person. Whether it's a match, whether it's just seeing him, I'm good either way. Just to hear that come out, all I want.
Yeah, they so nice by Mystico. They smartened up and realized that giving live shows to Saskatchewan was a bad idea in the first place, so they avoided us this time around.
Well, Calgary wasn't that good last time, and they're going back to Calgary.
Like Saskatoon was brutal, dude. Like I don't know. I know the Regina one wasn't much better, but Saskatoon was bad. Like with a wife and I got tickets the day of the show, and it was $20 a ticket, and we were down on the floor beside the ramp where they come out. Like no word of a lie, that's what they were to sell tickets. So we got down on the floor by the ramp for $20 a pop. And
that's crazy.
Yeah, and it's just like I would have paid more to be down there yet, but I was not going to say no to $20 tickets, like at all. It doesn't come around every day. Like I said, I don't want to see House of Torture here. They can go somewhere else.
If you give me select members on their own of House of Torture, give me a Ren Narita, like on his own in MLW, like he doesn't have his boys with him, I'm down. Give me a show without his boys, I'm down. Those two, I think, on their own, really every member of House of Torture outside of Yujiro is a great wrestler on their own. It's just because they have their crew around them that keeps interfering for them. That's why they. If you sent Ren Narita over by himself to do an MLW taping, his match would be amazing. Yes, he'd be doing dirty tactics throughout the match, but it would still be an amazing match. Same with Show. Same with Evil. Like it doesn't like they all would have great matches. It's when their groups around them and they're always attacking on the outside and pulling dirty shit. That's what gets tiring.
It's interesting that Dombrowski just brought up this because I was about to bring it up as well too. Is CMLL or pretty much Mexican wrestling in general runs similar to MLW, where they have a 20 count on the outside.
Same with Japanese wrestling.
Okay. Really, the 10-second count, I think it's just been a popularized North American thing more than anything.
And I like the 20 count because it's just 1, 2. You're not going 1.
Yeah, I mean
2. Yeah.
Essentially, the North American count is a 20 count. They just take longer between their seconds.
I think it's more like a 30 to 40 count most of the time.
True. Depending on who's in the matchup.
Yeah. Ugh. I'm sorry, that was a little.
Bobby wants to know, do we think we'll see CMLL wrestlers in the battle ride? I believe so. Again, I would assume that you're going to see, some New Japan, some CMLL, possibly some of the Oceania wrestlers in there as well. You're going to have your returning legends pop into there, and then you're going to have your MLW regulars. They're going to have a lot of focus on. Obviously, the focus is going to be surrounding Mods Kruger, Matt Riddle. There are going to be a couple names. I guess they're probably going to push the image of AJ Francis being a threat in there. I don't know why, but it seems to be those are some of the names they're building around. Bad Dude Tito as well, too.
AJ Francis is going to win the battle royal, isn't he?
Please no. Please no.
Oh.
Like, can you imagine having that hack job, having to try to be in there with Kojima? Like, Kojima.
And then he's going to be the one to beat Kojima, isn't he?
Oh, please no. Please no. I might hand in my MLW fan card if that's the case. Like, yeah.
Like,
Alex Kane, I'll be surprised if he's even there for the battle riot at this point, Bobby. I feel he's on his way out. I really do.
I at least like the TNA's keeping AJ Francis to that digital, to working with Hendry and shit. It's not prominent. It's on the show, but it's not the main event. Keep him there. Keep him in the digital media and Joe Hendry level. That's where he belongs, if at all. Oh, nice
springboard. I know a lot of people go crazy for the high flying flippy stuff and everything, and it's I think it has its place. And for me, it's I want to see it. If I want to see it, I want to see it when it's one-on-one, a couple of guys like this that know how to do it immaculately.
Well, if I'm one of these guys knows how to do it.
Then yeah.
One of these guys knows how to do it. The other one barely makes it passable. But
fair.
I'm not a fan of Mystico. I really am not. He's not that good. When you can't have a good match with TJP, literally one of the best guys in professional wrestling, I'm sorry, you're something wrong with you.
Yeah, despite people's personal feelings towards TJP, hands down is one of the best people in pro wrestling in terms of his
personal feelings. TJP's awesome.
Oh, there was you know what? To be honest with you, I did a stream a couple of years ago on another channel, and the second that I brought up about the amazing match that TJP had on MLW, I got blasted for enjoying a TJP match because he has opinions that didn't align with other people at the time. And I was like, so what? Watch the wrestling. I'm like, I'm not talking about him, the person. I'm talking about him, the wrestler. And he's immaculate at wrestling. 100% immaculate at what he does.
Yeah. And again, I will never fault somebody for having different opinions from me. As long as you're not out there advocating for hurting other people, support whoever you want. I don't care. Your politics can be whatever you want. As long as you're not supporting hurting other people, I don't care. For me, what it's all about is just be a decent person in this world and give me a good match, ring bell to bell. All I ask for. Just don't be a piece of shit, and I'm good.
Like saying, how about MLW bring in El Fantasmo and Hikuleo?
Yeah, the current strong champions. Hikuleo, if you're familiar with Tama Tonga and Tangaloa, or Tama Tonga, he's their very tall little brother.
Okay. Yeah. Isn't Tama Tonga WWE bound or something like that?
That's the rumor. That is the rumor right now. Nobody knows for sure, but he has stated multiple times in interviews he wants to be back in North America to spend more time with his family. He's in his 40s, and I think he just turned 40. He's 40, 41 years old, and he's still in incredible shape, still in incredible in-ring shape. This guy can go for another 20 years if he wants to. And he's kept himself pretty healthy his entire career, so he's not he's going to be wearing down in the next couple of years. And again, he has friends there. There's Carl Anderson and AJ Styles and Mel's least favorite wrestler in the world, Doc Gallows. They're all there. His friends are there. Shinsuke Nakamura is there. He's good buddies with Nakamura. Like he had like his buddies are there, so
The one thing I find interesting because a lot of WWE fans were saddened by the fact that they didn't get Okada and Monet and Will Ospreay, and I get that, I do. But the nice thing for WWE is they do have a lot of big names right now. They seem to have a lot going on towards the top of the card. What they need is some new, good young prospects, and they got some of those going on. But they could bring in some of these names like a Tamatonga. They can bring in if the rumor's true, Julia would be a huge get for them,
yeah.
as well as the rumor of Jacob Fatu. They could be on the brink of possibly some stars that are yet to fully break out on the North American scene, and watch how that develops as well too. So
I
maybe
love
not,
Julia.
maybe I
Yeah.
can see the disappointment, but at the same time, I think there's still some silver lining in it. And Mystico retains.
Not surprised. But
No.
like I love you some Julia, but again, it'll be a little while. With if reports are correct, she technically finished up on the third on today. Finishes up with Stardom, but she is doing one more match on the 12th. But she will be going to work for a few months with Rossi Ogawa's new promotion that he's starting up. So you probably won't see her in WWE. It's probably till at least end of summer, I would say. I think she'll probably work with Ogawa for the first while and then possibly travel back and forth for a bit before officially moving to WWE. But yeah.
And that's perfectly okay too, because you know what? It gives people, or it gives her a chance to keep developing. At the same time, it gives them a chance to maybe build the hype. Because again, like the one thing I miss in pro wrestling, especially that I loved as a kid, was when you got video packages for somebody debuting and you're like, who is this? And that interest and intrigue. And I think that they could do that with Julia debuting later down the road. I think would be absolutely fantastic. Bobby saying, would you like to see Mauro Ranallo on MLW commentary? I'd be down for that. Ranallo does good commentary. I like his passion and his excitement, so I'd be okay with Ranallo joining them. Bobby saying I would have rather seen Julia on TNA show wrestle against Jordan Grace.
That could happen on WWE, dude. She was just in the Rumble. Again, it seems like they're working on something to get. I think like Triple H is not like he's open working with AAW, but he's working on partnerships.
Yeah,
like it looks like I have a feeling Ogawa's new promotion is going to be partly a women's feeder, partly a partner to WWE in that sense, and then I think Ogawa's going to end up partnering with a male promotion in Japan, and that'll become somewhere that probably I could see him. It's the area of Tokyo Joshi Pro, but like see Ogawa's promotion working with like Noah and stuff because he already had Charlie Dempsey go to Noah. Or no, he went to All Japan in January there to wrestle there. So again, Triple H is working on things. He's looking to Tony Khan it up and start working with other companies I think in a more limited capacity than Tony and AEW does, but it looks like you're gonna have something there.
I like that he's a little bit more open to how things are done around there. I think that, as a result, the build towards WrestleMania has been the best build we have seen for a WrestleMania in decades. It is the most intrigued I've been about a WrestleMania in decades. That's for damn sure. It feels bigger and it should feel bigger. And the fact that he's more open to how people do promos, the camera shots, again, that have been happening lately with even that one camera transition following a wrestler backstage when they're pissed off and all this kind of stuff. I think that's been awesome. I would love to see it.
Yeah.
Here we go. War Chamber being set up now.
Oh, that's why they put it on. For the time to set up the cage.
Yeah.
That doesn't look like that hard of a cage to set up, though.
No, not really at all. But yeah, they've obviously had to get it extended because it used to be for a single ring. Now it's doing the double ring. Barbed wire still around the top.
Is there a gap in between the rings?
Yeah, there is a bit of one.
Because like WWE, when they do it, the rings are smashed together.
I do like where they put the barbed wire on top of the cage because the idea is that you're not supposed to be able to go up there or do anything from up there, because the rule of a war chamber matchup used to be that you were confined within the cage, and that has changed over time with the open style of the cage that WWE does. You always see people having to get that spot, they climb to the top and dive off of it and all this kind of stuff. MLW tries to prevent it best they can by having the barbed wire up there, but lo and behold, you're still going to have somebody that's going to take that spot probably and try to climb up with the barbed wire.
Oh, yeah.
Bobby saying Gigi Ray and Ava Lawless would be great in MLW Women's Featherweight division, and you could put the belt on either one of them. I agree with you, Bobby. Both very, very talented wrestlers that I would love to see get more opportunity anywhere, really. I mean, selfishly, I'd love to see them on MLW because we need more great talents, and I think both of them are very excellent.
After this, I need to go to YouTube and go look at Gigi Ray's page, because she said some of her stuff from Marvelous, where she just did a run in Japan for the last few months. She said some of her Marvelous stuff is up there. So, Bobby, go to Gigi Ray's YouTube page and look for her stuff from Marvelous. Her stuff from Sendai Girls won't be out for probably another 3 to 4 months. I was talking with her at the show on Friday, being that Sendai Girls it's exclusive footage, and her stuff is and that's they're usually about 3 to 4 months behind all their stuff. And she wrestled there in February, and I think the stuff they have out now is from November. So yeah. I highly recommend go look up Gigi Ray's. Go look at her stuff on her YouTube page. Her Japanese, she said some of her Japanese stuff is there.
Awesome. It was funny to me when they did AEW Dynamite here in Saskatoon. He obviously had some dark matches before the show started to air, and it used local talent, as we call it. But the funny part was, like, Ava Lawless was one of them. Mentolo was one of them. There was nobody actually from Saskatchewan, but every time someone would wrestle, they're like, and hailing from Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. I'm like, stop lying to the crowd, you lying bastards. I'm like, just tell them where they're actually from. You know, we're Canadians. We will cheer for someone that's from one province over or a couple provinces over. It's fine. Don't give any false belief that these talented wrestlers are actually from this city, because then the expectation from a casual fan standpoint is, oh, well, we have local wrestling here. They must wrestle for those guys. And they don't. And I'm not saying they shouldn't. I'm just saying they don't. We don't have them here. They don't work for us currently. I say currently because, I mean, I don't make the booking decisions, but I would be okay with either one of them being on our card.
So what if a Sheik Shabazz worked an AEW show in Saskatoon?
Yeah, they would announce him from Saskatoon. But at least he's on our card.
Yeah, I was going to say, would you be okay with him being from Saskatoon, is what I'm asking.
I'm okay with Sheiky Baby being from anywhere, man. Personally, it's Sheiky Baby.
The mean streets of Lebanon, you know?
That's right. Yeah, no, I mean, again, I'm just happy for the talent getting spots in general and stuff. I just wish they would just don't lie to the audience. Just say where they're from. Just actually say where they're from. Based on their gimmick. Again, you know, like saying Sheiky's from the mean streets of Lebanon or whatever, that's fine because that's his gimmick. And leave it at that.
But Canadians support Canadians. Except for me supporting Bret Hart. That won't happen, but
oh, come on. Love Bret Hart, man.
Again, I have all the respect in the world for that man. Don't get me wrong. I have all the respect in the world for that man. He did a lot of things for professional. I don't care. I'm more of a I don't care for him. Like he was never a guy. Again, he's also before my time. But I never cared. Even walking back, I'm just like, I respect what he did. I just don't care for him. What the fuck is he wearing?
God, now he's wearing camouflage. Josh Bishop, the first competitor out for the World Titan Federation. They say Brett was before you. So when did you start watching wrestling then, Andre?
I became a casual fan in like '99, which was like the tail end of Brett, and I didn't watch WCW until literally the end.
Okay.
I started watching in mid to late 2000 WCW. And again, it was all very casual. I didn't become a hardcore fan until 2002. I really that's when I really my fandom really got into it during the Ruthless Aggression, like that SmackDown 6 era in Triple H's Raw era. But yeah, that was the era that I really got into wrestling, and then like TNA and everything, ROH, and then that's when I became a fan.
For me, it was about 1989. So I kind of grew up with the Bret Hart era, saw the rise of Bret Hart, was there when he won the title in Saskatoon, all that kind of jazz. So, I mean, I grew with that company at that time. And so there's kind of a little bit more fondness for his work, having, grown up on it and watched just how amazing he was in the ring.
Okay.
Sorry. Oh, I was just gonna say, Bobby saying he's rooting for Kojima's team here, respects respects the wrestlers of the World Titan Federation.
Yeah, but like I look at like again, I wish I was a fan. But again, I was born in '87, so like again, I was 12 years old in '99 when kind of that perfect point for me to become a fan at that point with the Attitude Era and all that. It drew me in at the right time when I was 12 years old, right? Like again, it's that perfect time.
Yeah.
So,
I was born '83. We found WWF Superstars on a Saturday morning after like one of our cartoons, Ghostbusters or something like that we were watching, and ended up rolling into WWF Superstars. Like, oh shit, what is this? This is cool, and became hooked on it there, and then kept going down to the local video store to rent VHS tapes, or if they'd every once in a while after something had to be kind of cleared out of the VHS store, you'd have like videotapes that were sold for $2. So we'd go and buy WrestleMania VHS tapes or the best of certain wrestlers. So, we had the collection of Davey Boy Smith in the WWF and all these kind of different tapes that my brother and I would watch over and over and over again, memorizing the matchups that they would do. Bobby saying MLW should do a show in Canada, bring in Mo Jabari, Travis Williams, and Judas Icarus. Hey, if they do a show in Canada, they better be calling up the Video Bros and my good buddy Andre to do commentary on. Not only that, they can bring all three of those names, and I got a whole list of names that they could bring in here from Canada to be a part of that show.
Son of Irish for sure.
Oh yeah, I got to get Soy Boy in there.
That kid's gonna be retired by the time he's 30. He just turned 20, and he's been wrestling for like 8 years now. So that's fucked up. Because again, I remember him as like an 8-year-old referee. So yeah, I've literally known that boy since he was a little tiny child going to indie shows, man.
I like Son of Irish a whole lot. Like he was one of my recommendations for bringing to Prairie Pro Wrestling when we were looking to fill some spots. I had told the boys about Son of Irish. I said, let's reach out to him. I think he'd be a great addition. And glad we did too, because him and I have really gotten along since his coming over there and everything like that too. And yeah, he's great. He's had a bit of an attitude change as of late in PPW. I mean, he's not so adhering to the fans anymore. But
same thing with RCW too.
Yeah, I think maybe the beat down and the blows to the head that he took from old El Assassino here in Saskatoon might have knocked a little different sense of his in-ring style to Soy Boy there. You can bring in Nicole Matthews, Casey Spinelli. You sure can. Another couple of very talented pro wrestlers right there.
I just got 2 nights of Nicole Matthews on Thursday and Friday at LPW, CWS, and LPW. So good. Her and Mike Bailey had a fucking barn burner of a match, man. Oh,
nice. And now is that going to get part of the reviews there from yourself and Mel on your channel?
We're actually going to record that review tonight. We were gonna do it as 2 separate reviews for Thursday and Friday, but we decided just do it all as one big long review. Just do both shows in one shot. It's gonna be 12 matches over 2 nights. We're gonna be talking about, so it's going to be probably an hour and a half. And if you do want to hear that one in audio form, you can go over to the SNME Patreon and sign up, because we are going to put that out on their Patreon as a special show, because we're talking about Alan Angel, talking about Mike Bailey, Nicole Matthews, Artemis Spencer. We're gonna put that out as a special show over there. So
awesome,
yeah. So but you can see it for free on our YouTube page if you want to watch us and see my glorious pretty face and Mel's exotic beauty.
Hot Sauce Travis Williams was in a TNA ring against Josh Alexander last Thursday. Awesome. Very awesome.
Mhm. I love Tracy
Alexander's
Williams. She's so good.
too. There's another great Canadian boy.
I've gotten to meet him 3 times now. Actually, the first time I met him was the time I talked to him most. It's when he was doing a tour with RCW, like a weekend tour. Calgary, Red Deer, Calgary, some small town in the middle of nowhere, Alberta, and then Edmonton on the Sunday. And I got to work with him on the Saturday and the Sunday shows. Dude, like, just a great gentleman, man. Like, just such a nice guy. He was an X Division champion at that time when I met him on that tour. And then I met him as the world champion at Top Talent. And then I met him just a couple months of February. He was on the Top Talent show. Like, again, he's absolutely incredible professional wrestler and super class act, man. So this Josh Bishop guy kind of reminds me of Sid Vicious.
Yeah, everybody says that. And I'm not shocked either. He kind of has that same look and style.
It's the hair. It's the hair.
Yeah.
It's the hair.
You know, funny notation about Sid Vicious. I am kind of a reality TV show junkie.
Frank Udy.
Yeah.
Frank Udy.
Yeah, is right in the Big Brother world there.
Yeah.
Good old Frankie.
It's a Big Brother 14. Yeah, 14. It was the season which was the return of Dan Giesling. That was Frank's season.
Yeah. That was a hell of a season too. I like that a lot.
I've got Dan Giesling shirts in my room.
Oh, really?
Because after his first run on Big Brother 10, him in Memphis put out a pair of shirts that says the Renegades on them. Mm-hmm. And there's a Memphis shirt and a Dan shirt. I got both. The Dan shirt says do it like Judas on the back. And the Memphis shirt says shoot first, die last.
Nice.
I've got I can fit into them again because I couldn't fit into them for years. Working out with Rich Kings at RK Athletics. So cheap pop there. Sorry, Bobby.
Oh no, go for it, man. Rich King's a good dude, and I'm glad that you're working with him and taking your health seriously like that, brother. It's a very positive thing. Never apologize for giving that kind of shout out.
My weight's slowly coming. I'm only down about 20-25 pounds, but again, we're also doing a lot of weight training to get me stronger on top of it all. But again, I'm getting my weight is not what I'm going for. It's my size that I'm going for. So.
And health, I imagine too. Like, I mean, that's all a part of it.
Oh yeah. Again, I feel better.
Awesome.
Oh, again, I've been feeling better. It hurts less when I get up, except after the days I work out.
But at least then you know why you're hurting. You know, the other times it's like, man, why do I hurt so bad? But when you've been working out, you're like, okay, I understand. Yeah. Well, good. Like I said, I'm looking forward to see which wrestlers from CMLL they bring to wrestle the MLW as Becca Lucha on May the 11th. Should be an interesting one. He also mentioned that Steph DeLander was on TNA last Thursday. Her next opponent, will be the next opponent for Jordan Grace at TNA Rebellion. Now, I'm curious about that one because I like Steph DeLander a whole lot. Jordan Grace is great too. I think it's a great matchup. It's finally one where at least you can sit there and go,
yeah. I love this guy. I love this dude. I've seen him twice at Top Talent Pro Wrestling. They brought him in. He is so cool. Such a nice dude and just an insanely good pro wrestler, Manders.
Well,
I love this guy.
I've been talking back and forth with Manders a little bit lately because he's been reaching out to Prairie Pro Wrestling about getting booked. And the only thing is like, unless he's going to be doing a mini tour, and we kind of told him this, like, if you're doing a mini tour or something like that of Canada, like you got some other bookings, let's talk kind of thing. Because for us, it's hard to comp 100% like flights and travel and hotel stays. We're just too small and modest for springing that kind of money for one person is our biggest thing. But if he was doing a roll through Western Canada, we told him to let us know. But he even mentioned, he goes, well, maybe sometime I'll come up to Saskatoon to watch a Coulter Wall country show, and then I'll just work a PPW show while I'm up there then. I'm like, well, hey, I mean, if you're setting it up that way and you're going to be in town to watch Coulter Wall, by all means, we'd be glad to have you sometime.
Yeah, again, like Manders is he's awesome, man. Like he's got his presence to him. That's just the first time I ever saw him. It came out and I'm like, who the fuck is this guy? And then I realized, oh, this is you for GCW. And I watched him and I'm like, he sold me on him the first time I saw him, man. Like he sold me on him. Like I was never like I watched him on like GCW and stuff. And I was like, oh, okay, this guy's good. But seeing him in person created so much more for me as a fan with him because he's got such a live event presence. Like just especially in these indie shows, or he's just getting at the crowd and everything. He's playing to the crowd. He's so good, man. He's so good.
Bobby saying they could bring back the Fred Flintstone looking guy. Yes, they could bring back the
I think it's Caveman Ugg, I think.
I don't think it was, though. It was a different guy that does that.
Barbario. Something Barbario. Cavanario Barbario, I think it is.
Something along those lines. Yeah. It ends up being a lot better in the ring than I expect for a guy dressed like Fred Flintstone. But
isn't he also very old, too? Like, I thought he was like in his 40s or 50s now.
Bobby's saying, how about one called Manders, bring in Matthew Justice or your guys' show? I've thought about asking Manders to come in and do Ring Respect Radio sometime. I thought, seeing as I've been chatting with him, maybe get him on for an interview. I like doing interviews, but man, I'll tell you, it's like as confident as I might seem on screen, I'm a nervous wreck on interview days. When I know I'm interviewing a pro wrestler, I don't want anything to get screwed up. And I'll tell you, I was a biggest bag of nerves on Thursday knowing that we had Ross Hart on the show. I'm like, I can't screw this up. This guy is a goddamn legend with a legend name behind him. I don't want to do wrong by it. And then once the flow started happening, I'm like, okay, this is, I'm into this. Okay, I'm good and everything. But it's that initial getting into it at first. And I was like, yeah, it's Ross Hart, man. It's like, hopefully I don't hit the wrong buttons here tonight.
Oh, they put a board across. Okay. I was wondering what they were doing between the rings.
I think WWE does too, though. If I'm not mistaken.
WWE just has the ring slapped up. No, they just have the ring slapped up again, like right against each other. Because they had you could see the seam last time I watched War Games. You could see the seam in between two rings. It said not so vicious. Just like it's Steve, he's dull, not wild, as I call Steve Wild. He's dull, not wild. I don't know if you might know Steve Wild. He's local here.
Bobby's saying, do you guys think we'll see CML wrestler or someone for the MLW roster against Kojima on the Azteca Lucha show? That's a good question because I guess the Azteca Lucha one is the next one. I mean, I think there's going to be such a heavy focus on Selena versus Cesar there that it's one of those nights where I don't want to say that the MLW champion shouldn't be there, but I have a feeling that the MLW championship in general is going to take a little bit of a backseat to the story being fleshed out that night.
And I could see it taking a night. You could take a night off with it. Maybe you put Kojima in like a multi-man tag, like he gets in with one of the matches and just in a tag. I think the title could take the night off there just because because what the focus is.
Again, for the next one, I know he defends on the tapings for tonight's one or this weekend stuff. There's a title defense that he does on the one that's going to be on in the end of April here.
Yeah, it's him and Teat. I mean, Badger Tito. Yeah.
Damn it.
It's the entirety of the show except for the War Chamber, why I want to come and watch that show with you on the 21st. So it has not, and that main event I do not want to see, but it's everything else on that show. There's some good matches. There's a tag title match on there, it said?
Yeah, tag title is the World Titan Federation versus the I guess the former Beaumaye Fight Club members, Alex Kane and Mr. Thomas.
Yeah. And then they get some good stuff on that card, and then the undercard looks like a fun little card with like Lady Steel having a match and stuff. So again, it's something I want to watch. It's just I have no desire to watch that main event. It's just
I'm still kind of puzzled how the fuck that AJ Francis can take over the Beaumaye Fight Club when Alex Kane and Mr. Thomas always were the Beaumaye Fight Club. Everybody else was there as the entourage, but those two were the Beaumaye Fight Club. And if Alex Kane didn't even have Mr. Thomas turn on him, how do you really say that AJ Francis took the Beaumaye Fight Club? Like he took the entourage. Oh well.
okay. So he's the leader of the entourage.
Yeah, there you go.
What was the guy's name in the show? I know it's Adrian something that played him. Adrian Grenier played him. I can't remember the name of the kid's character from Entourage. He's the Vince. He's Vince now from Entourage. He's the leader. Look, I remember. I watched the shit out of that show back in the day.
Well, here comes Mr. Richard Holiday. Somebody that our good friend Ed Fries has been talking a lot more about because he's been doing a lot of spots for Chaotic Wrestling in Ed's local market there. And if you want to find out what Ed and Papa Smokes thought about Richard Holiday and his matchup from Chaotic Wrestling's Cold Fury 2024, and you could go check out the replay of Ring Respect Radio from a couple of weeks ago there with Ed and Papa Smokes. The first time ever that I wasn't part of a Ring Respect Radio show in the history of the show itself, kind of thing. So it was nice to get Ed in there. Ed's always a great fill-in, and of course Papa Smokes rocking and rolling there as always. Bobby saying after the match, I'm thinking Mod Kruger will show up with will he though, Bobby? I'd love to see Akira Kwan back, but I don't know. I really don't. I mean, it would be great. I just don't know if it's going to be the case. They kind of did him dirty on his way out. I remember that Pop Smokes and I had that interview all set up, and they were starting to build him as being this real threat to the middleweight division moving forward, and he was really giving the gears to Jacob Fatu at the time. And then we go to do that interview with him that day, and as we finished the interview, he goes, "Yeah, just so you guys know, I got my email today that said that my time with MLW has come to an end." An email, like getting broken up with in a text message. That's how you get told in MLW that you're not welcome.
I'm not familiar with Ikiro.
Akira Kwan, so he's also Tristan Tai is the name of his actual name and what he wrestles on the indies as. But yeah, I believe that's what he goes by. How about bring back Joseph Samael? I don't think in a million years that is ever going to happen because from my interview with Joseph Samael, here comes the champ now. Kojima's out. Yeah, my talking with Joseph Samael, basically, if we would have allowed him to do more of a shoot interview, MLW would have been in some hot water because Joseph Samael does not foster good feelings towards MLW or Court Bauer.
Kojima!
Well, I guess the match is officially on. I think everybody's out now.
The match beyond begins.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kojima chops.
I guess what Manners getting in on
Manners
those
like I'm doing them too.
There's a lot of busy going on one half of this ring right now.
I feel bad for the crowd on the far side, on the far side of the other ring.
Hey, they chose their seats.
So I would never go to one of these events just because it's the sightlines get even worse. Matt Justice.
Well, he's getting the holy shit chant for that one.
I'll give it to them, but I don't know if that's a holy shit.
That gets thrown around a little too easily these days. By audience.
Don't I trust me? I go to indie wrestling. Well, one company specifically, there's some chance. Yeah.
If someone does a German suplex to another person, holy shit!
Basic suicide dive. Holy shit! Holy shit!
Well, obviously, he'd be down to see one called Manners as singles champion in MLW. Yeah, I mean, Manners could go on a singles run. I think his run doing the whole second gear crew tag team might have kind of had its time. Former champions now.
Basic wrestling around. This is awesome.
Yeah, you deserve it.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm very picky about my chance at wrestling shows.
I just like the fact that the PBW crowd make it very difficult for me to do the editing because sometimes we have to specifically tune down certain chants a little bit for the YouTube purposes. The PPW Nation is very colorful in their choice of words towards some of the wrestlers. Let's just say that.
Sounds like a crowd I'd love to be part of.
In fact, I had the most difficult time because the other day we're doing the commentary for El Asesino versus TFA. And there's a point where El Asesino's down in the middle of the ring. And all of us out of nowhere, it's a quiet audience at the moment because it's kind of a slow spot. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, from the audience, you hear, "Stomp him on his tiny little," and I won't repeat what was said at the end of that. And I forgot that was even in there, despite how much I've seen it from the editing. And as we're doing commentary, I had to mute my damn microphone and let Papa Smokes take over because I started dying with laughter at that exact moment.
Yeah. Ben, did you say El Asesino versus TFA?
Yes, sir.
Man, I never thought I'd cheer for Asesino in a match in my life. Yeah.
Actually, it was a really solid encounter. Very solid encounter.
I could see it. Yeah, but I could never cheer for her. Nope. Just nope. And again, I'm a Blaze guy. I have been for years. He's my favorite wrestler of all time. But not a fan of his crew of TFA and Crow. No, I don't like them for some reason.
Blaze was one of the first ones to ever kind of, like, outside of some of the people that kind of ushered me in, Blaze was one of the first ones to kind of have a conversation with me backstage at a show and kind of like be like, "Hey, when we're doing this match in particular, I'm looking to maybe do this spot. If you could try to make sure a camera's over here." And then he would feed me a couple of ideas for commentary. Like, what if he said this? And it's like, this is cool because this is a guy with years and years of experience that I'm sitting down having a conversation with and learning from, absorbing and learning. So again, I always hold MRB up in a very high regard because of the fact that he started to try to show me things like that without me having to beg or ask or anything, because he has such a passion for the business that he wants to see everybody succeed in it.
Again, I've always been a big fan of the guy. He's always treated me well over the years. Always really friendly. When I started working with RCW and we do out of town shows and he would be part of them. He always treated me super well in the locker room. He's always just the nicest dude in the world. So again, I've always had great respect for Blaze personally.
Obviously, Stephanie Vaquer versus Janai Kai would be a great match for both titles on the line. Sure would be, bud.
Yeah. But again, I don't, because again, they have, with that Azteca show, like we'll see. We'll see who Janai Kai gets. But again, Vaquer could be on that show because she is CMLL.
Yeah.
Right? So, but do we get her being Janai Kai's match? Because I wouldn't want it, like, being that she is the CMLL Women's Champion and she is the New Japan Strong Women's Champion, I don't see her getting jobbed out to Janai Kai, even if it's like not jobbed out, but you know what I mean? I don't see her getting beat by Janai Kai. I don't think CMLL or New Japan would want to see that.
It's not impossible, though, too, because they like to do this with other titles where, like, they'll bring in somebody from another company to do a match like that, do it title for title, and have the title drop on the MLW event to the newcomer, and then have them kind of do a tour of their home country with that belt for a little bit. And then towards the end of it, have the rematch take place at the other company's event
like
where Janai Kai or so would win it back at that point in time.
Like Mystico is doing right now.
Exactly.
With his studio.
Yeah. Although I'm not certain that Rocky and Romero will be the one to dethrone Mystico in a return match either. So, not that Rocky Romero can't. I'm just saying I think that they're going to go a different direction with who dethrones Mystico in the end.
Kosei Fujita.
And
Yes, May
JPW
11th.
Resurgence May 11th.
And NJPW Windy City Riot on April 12th. Yeah.
Oh, so
Lots of
Second
stuff.
Gear Crew is just going to murder Filthy Tom Lawler here, apparently.
This is somebody's gonna die here.
Jesus Christ!
Did he just crack his head off the second table?
Oh my god! Okay, now you guys can chant "Holy shit!" Like
That's a
on.
holy shit. That
deserves
shit.
it.
I thought it was gonna be like him jump flying over with a neck breaker, electric chair neck breaker. That's what I thought they were gonna do. Oh, it's baby powder.
Oh, that went nowhere. And that's the finish. That's kind of a soft finish, honestly.
Kojima has the most lethal lariat in the game.
No, I get that, but it's like, why did that? Like, you just had that massive table spot, and then you have him
the powder lariat.
Trying to use the powder. I really think that it kind of the timing of that exact spot was a little off because of the fact that you kind of you're kind of put in that situation of you just had a massive spot that everybody's popping for, and then you just go straight to Kojima doing the lariat against Richard Holiday, who had that powder there.
Okay, he did hit his head. Oh, Justice when he came down, he cracked his head off the second table.
That's painful. Oh, there's the Contra blip again.
They got to be doing something other than Kruger.
Let me guess. Kruger and the Sentai Death Squad come out and take out Team MLW here. Yeah. Oh no, we're going. That's on the backstage.
Tom's like, I'm leaving.
Yeah, he's like, where's my paycheck? I'm moving on. I'm just glad Tom Lawler's been around for another run here with MLW because I loved him in his original run with MLW. Now when they brought him back, I thought it might have been like a one-off, but he's been doing a proper run, so it's been sweet.
Kojima went to the top. Yeah.
Oh, we're glitching back to Contra. Who's getting attacked?
Atlas Security.
Now the Contra music's playing.
Isn't Atlas Security from WWF in the 90s?
Probably, yeah. I wouldn't be shocked. I knew it. Here we go. Kruger and his squad are out here to take out the Team MLW members.
Maybe they're setting up Kruger to take the title from Kojima,
I think so. Yeah, I think he's going to win the Battle Riot. They're going to make that match up, and Kruger's going to become the new champion.
Does he even get into Battle Riot? Maybe his shot is at Battle Riot.
I just don't see it rushing it to Azteca Lucha, and then it's Battle Riot right after that. So, unless they're going to put the belt on the line at the Battle Riot matchup, flop the title then, and then have somebody else win the match, I guess.
It's possible. But I see him taking Battle Riot and then, yeah.
I think with the storytelling right now, you got to go with Kruger winning the Battle Riot, building to Kojima. You could even have Kruger in the meantime take out,
it tore the door off.
Well, He said that Death Squad members aren't really faring all that well, and they're kind of getting their asses handed to them.
They are.
I kind of thought this was going to be like an all-out.
Who's that guy?
Oh no, wait! It isn't. Hold on. It is Akira Kwan.
That's Akira Kwan. Oh, fireball!
Fireball spot. Akira Kwan is there. Yes. Tristan Pye, my man, is back. Oh, yeah. Okay, that is awesome news. Bobby, you called it, man. Did you check the spoilers or are you just that damn good? I'm going to believe you're just that damn good.
He's Bobby Stats. He knows everything. He's got all the stats in his head. He knows when people, he just has those ideas. He knows, man.
MLW's paying attention to him. We're paying attention to Bobby Stats. He knows what's up. Akira Kwan, a.k.a. Tristan Pye. All right. Awesome.
He's South Korean. I was looking him up. He's South Korean.
Well, I mean, by descent, but he's born and raised in the U.S.
Okay, he's billed from South Korea. Whatever.
Yeah.
Bobby does have his own ideas.
He sure does. And you know what? I'll take your ideas like the return of Akira Kwan all day long, Bobby. I'm really happy about this. Very happy. Papa Spokes is going to be super happy about this, too.
Oh, they put Kojima under the flag.
Yeah. What they do, they drape the flag of Contra right across the fallen bodies of their victims. This is kind of what Contra used to be, too, back when Fatu was the leader along with Joseph Samael, but yeah, Akira Kwan returning to the fold now with Contra unit and Mods Kruger there, so this is sweet. There's a good look to end the show. Wow. Honestly, this was one of the best ways that they could have finished this whole thing off. I really am happy about this. This is an exciting prospect. Building Contra a little bit stronger, going right to the top. This is fantastic.
Yeah.
Bobby's saying he hopes that Akira Kwan gets booked better. I do too. Again, this is a guy who should be in that middleweight picture or national open weight picture, something along those lines. I think would be perfect for him. And yeah, I
love how they did the Contra over the out logo too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now they're just doing another. I think this has got to be for the Aztec Lucha.
That wasn't bad at all. 2 hours. That was a good match. It was a good pay-per-view.
Yeah, that's what I like about them is that they do that. They kind of keep things strictly to that frame of time. So it's nice in that sense. It wraps up easily, not too much effort. So I'm happy with it. I'm happy with the way the show went. And yeah, fantastic. Bobby saying MLW feels different without Becca in the featherweight division. Hey, maybe she'll come back and join her good buddy Mods Kruger there. We know that they're good friends on the indie scene, so it's very possible. But Andre, what do you think of the show, my friend?
I had a great time with that show, man. That was actually that was phenomenal, man. Like outside of AJ Francis, but yeah, great show overall. I enjoyed everything except for AJ Francis. Yeah. It's sadly every time I watch MLW, I have a great time, man.
Yeah. Sadly, too, because again, he was in there with Alex Kane, so I should have liked that a whole lot more, and I really didn't because it's AJ Francis. That's how bad he brings down the house. Yeah. Unfortunately, that is it, and that's also going to be it for the show here today as well, too. Andre, your ticker's up on the screen. Let everybody know where can they find you.
You can find me on the X at that Canada guy, Instagram, Threads, and TikTok, I think, at that Canada dude. You can find me on YouTube at youtube.com/@Andre Malball Wrestling Talk, where you can find me doing the MJPW Poodle Wrestling review, which won't be back for probably won't have an episode this week until I might have one this week. It's up in the air. But it'll be back next week covering the April 6th Sakura Genesis show. We have Stardom Review, which we have our Cinderella Tournament Finals coming out in a couple days. So don't worry, it's finally going to come out. It was from March 20th, but it's coming out in April. Just we've been really behind on stuff. Busy. And then our Chop Talks will be a couple Chop Talks out this week talking the local indie wrestling went to. We'll be back this Friday, 1 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, 3 p.m. Eastern. Me and Mel, Japanese Wrestling Art Update X Stardom Review. It's going to be a big show there. We're going to have a little bit of news off the top. Then we're going to cover the Stardom American Dream show. We're going to talk all about that, and then we're going to talk. And then we're going to talk the Siri versus Master Slamovich match from GCW that starts at 11:59 p.m. Eastern on April 4th. So yeah, lots of great stuff coming there. And then that actually the audio for that show will also go out on Sunday night's main event as a part of our Stardom review. That'll go out there. So if you want to hear an audio form, it'll be there, but we'll be live at 3 p.m. Eastern on Friday talking that. And then so much other content. April 10th, I'm back here on the network with my boy Old Ed talking X-Men 97. So lots of great stuff coming up soon. So check us out, youtube.com/talk and everything I'm going to do here on OLD. And then also if you want audio form, SundayNight'sMainEvent.com.
Speaking of what we got coming up, I'm going to play the calendar on our way out here tonight. But before that, there's my ticker down below. I am Bobby Munson. You can catch me on the socials as well as my personal channel, Twitch, videobro_Bobby Munson, where we've also been simul streaming this very cast here for you today. You're going to be able to catch me this Thursday night again with Papa Smokes back at the house doing some Ring Respect Radio. What's the topic? I don't know yet, but I've got some ideas running through my brain. Going to reach out to Papa Smokes, see what we can come up with for you this Thursday night. Looking forward to that. Bobby, all things are happening. We got lots of things happening. So, Bobby, thank you for joining us. Everyone else, thank you for joining us here today. Check out this calendar on your way out, and we will see you in a week's time where we'll be doing WrestleMania Night 2 pre-show here on Point of View. So take care, everybody. Here's what we got coming up for you.
Hurricane, a tidal wave. Essence perfect, life looks brilliant. Give me more of this. I'm out of control, about to blow, and I've been caught in the undertow. So toxic, but I can't get enough.